Football is the most popular sport on the planet, and every 4 years, billions of people come together to watch the biggest sporting event in the world, the FIFA World Cup. It's a tournament filled with unforgettable goals, legendary players, dramatic upsets, and moments that live forever in football history. But beyond the famous matches and iconic celebrations, there are incredible stories, records, and facts that many fans don't know about. From unbelievable scorelines to records that may never be broken, here are 20 incredible facts about the FIFA World Cup. The very first FIFA World Cup took place in 1930, hosted by Uruguay. Only 13 teams competed in the tournament because traveling across the Atlantic was extremely difficult at the time. Many European nations declined the invitation because the trip by ship would take weeks. Despite the small number of teams, the tournament was a huge success. In the final, Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2 in front of a passionate home crowd, becoming the very first World Cup champions in football history. Brazil is the most successful national team in World Cup history. They have won the tournament 5 times, lifting the trophy in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002. Brazil's style of football, often called jogo bonito, has produced some of the greatest players ever, including Pele, Ronaldo, and Ronaldinho. Even more impressive, Brazil is the only nation that has qualified for every single World Cup since 1930. The fastest goal ever scored in a World Cup match came in 2002. Turkey striker Hakan Şükür stunned the crowd when he scored against South Korea after just 11 seconds. A defensive mistake allowed the ball to fall to Şükür, who calmly finished into the net. Even after decades of World Cups, no player has managed to score faster. The largest victory in World Cup history happened during the 1982 tournament in Spain. Hungary defeated El Salvador 10-1, producing one of the most one-sided matches ever seen on the world stage. Hungarian striker Laszlo Kiss even scored a hat-trick after coming on as a substitute. To this day, it remains the highest-scoring match in World Cup history. In 1958, the world witnessed the arrival of a football superstar. A 17-year-old Brazilian named Pele stunned fans with his incredible skill and maturity on the pitch. He scored 6 goals during the tournament, including 2 goals in the final against Sweden. Brazil won the match 5-2, and Pele became the youngest player ever to win the FIFA World Cup. One of the most famous and controversial moments in football history happened during the 1986 World Cup quarterfinals. Argentina faced England in a tense match. Diego Maradona jumped to challenge England goalkeeper Peter Shilton, but instead of using his head, he punched the ball into the net with his hand. The referee allowed the goal to stand. Maradona later described it as a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. Just minutes later, he scored another goal that many consider the greatest goal ever scored. Scoring goals at the World Cup is extremely difficult, but in 1958, French striker Just Fontaine achieved something incredible. He scored 13 goals in just 6 matches, an unbelievable average of more than 2 goals per game. Despite many legendary strikers appearing since then, this record has never been broken. The record for the most goals in World Cup history belongs to German striker Miroslav Klose. Across 4 tournaments from 2000 to 2014, he scored 16 goals. He broke the previous record of 15 goals held by Brazilian legend Ronaldo Nazario. Klose's consistency helped Germany reach multiple deep runs in the tournament. Winning 1 World Cup is incredibly difficult. Winning 2 in a row is even harder. But surprisingly, no team in history has ever won 3 consecutive World Cups. Brazil came the closest, winning 1958 and 1962. But they were eliminated early in 1966. The intense competition and four-year gap between tournaments make domination extremely difficult. Germany has been one of the most consistent teams in World Cup history. Over the decades, they have reached multiple finals and semifinals. Because of their regular deep runs in the tournament, Germany holds the record for the most matches played in World Cup history. Their success is built on discipline, tactical intelligence, and world-class players. The biggest crowd ever recorded at a World Cup match took place in 1950 at the Maracanã Stadium in Brazil. Nearly 200,000 spectators packed the stadium to watch Brazil play Uruguay in the decisive match. Brazil only needed a draw to win the tournament, but Uruguay shocked the world by winning 2-1, silencing the massive crowd. The match became known as the Maracanazo, one of the biggest upsets in football history. The original World Cup trophy was called the Jules Rimet Trophy. In 1966, just months before the tournament in England, the trophy was stolen during a public exhibition. The football world panicked. A week later, the trophy was discovered by a dog named Pickles. Wrapped in newspaper under a hedge in London, Pickles instantly became a national hero. The FIFA World Cup has been played for nearly a century. However, the tournament was cancelled 2 times in history. The 1942 and 1946 tournaments were both cancelled due to World War II, which disrupted international travel and sporting events across the world. The competition finally returned in 1950, hosted by Brazil. In 2018, Egyptian goalkeeper Esmail Hadari made history. He played in Egypt's match against Saudi Arabia at 45 years old. Not only did he become the oldest player ever to appear in a World Cup, but he also saved a penalty during the match. The youngest player ever to appear in a World Cup match was Norman Whiteside. The Northern Ireland midfielder played in the 1982 tournament at just 17 years and 41 days old. This record still stands today, showing just how rare it is for teenagers to play at football's biggest stage. The 2014 World Cup in Brazil produced 171 goals, tying the record for the highest scoring tournament ever. Fans witnessed thrilling matches, dramatic comebacks, and incredible goals. But the most shocking moment came when Germany defeated host nation Brazil 7-1 in the semifinals, one of the most unbelievable results in football history. During the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Morocco made history. They defeated football giants like Spain and Portugal on their way to the semifinals. Morocco became the first African nation ever to reach the World Cup semifinals, inspiring millions of fans across the continent. The 1954 World Cup in Switzerland was the first tournament to be broadcast on television. Although television ownership was still limited at the time, it marked the beginning of football becoming a global spectacle. Today, World Cup matches are broadcast in almost every country in the world. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar became the most expensive World Cup ever hosted. Massive investments were made in stadiums, transportation systems, and infrastructure. The total cost was estimated at over $200 billion, making it the most expensive sporting event in history. The FIFA World Cup final is the most watched sporting event on Earth. The 2018 final between France and Croatia was watched by over 1 billion people worldwide. That means nearly 1 out of every 7 people on the planet tuned in to watch the match. No other sporting event comes close to that level of global attention. from incredible goals to unbelievable upsets. The FIFA World Cup has given football fans some of the greatest moments in sporting history. Every tournament brings new heroes, new records, and new stories that will be remembered forever. But the question is, what is your favorite World Cup moment of all time? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more football stories.